Hey, YouTubers, it's me, Zipster. Still up here in Yonkers. So I was out running all around the neighborhood today, and I took a bunch of footage, which of course I can't send to you yet because I don't know how to upload it on this damn computer. But, it's funny how when you're going around the old neighborhood, memories come back about stuff that you completely forgot about. So today, I'm walking along and I'm remembering I see this aqueduct, okay, that goes like from upstate New York. It runs all the way down through Yonkers, through the Bronx. It runs like along the Hudson River, right? Now, the apartment I used to live in Yonkers a long time ago when I lived here, the aqueduct ran right behind my backyard, right? So, I used to cut through my backyard to get to a street out in the back of my house to catch the bus to the subway to get down into the city, right? So one day I'm going out the house. I get down to the aqueduct, and what do I find laying along the aqueduct but an empty, what do you call it? It's a sheep's carcass. I mean, the sheep had been completely pulled. There were all the guts and everything were gone. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh my god, this freaked me out so bad. I like went back home. I'm like, oh, I can't believe what I just saw. What the? There's no sheep in Yonkers. You know what I'm saying? Even though I do believe that once I got stuck on a train because they said there was a goat on their tracks. Where the hell does a goat come from in New York City? I don't know. But anyway, so I went back in the house, and this guy I was living with at the time, let's call him Roberto. Okay, I went back in the house and I said, "You're not going to believe this, but there is like a sheep carcass back up on the aqueduct." And he's like, oh my God," and he's freaking out. So he goes out and looks at it. He's like, "We got to call the paper or something because there's definitely like something weird going on here." So he got back in the house and he called up the local newspaper. I don't even remember what it was called, the Yonkers Gazette. Let's just call it for the hell of it. And okay, so they sent like a photographer and a reporter over. And the photographer took pictures of the carcass and stuff. And the reporter sat down and was talking to us. And I said, basically, I don't know much except I went out there and there's this sheep carcass laying out along the aqueduct. And he said, well, it makes sense because the aqueduct, people like devil worshippers and witch people, they believe that the devil can travel in aqueducts. I don't know nothing about any of this stuff. But he said it figures because there were there was this coven of witches right up north. As a matter of fact, I took footage of the place where they were earlier, and you'll see it this weekend. But anyway, yeah, like 2 towns up, like Hastings on Hudson or something, there was this coven of witches. And this is actually where Son of Sam got his start. He was part of the witch, the coven. Okay, now, and I know my foreign people aren't really going to maybe not know who Son of Sam is, but all you Americans, you remember that. It was that dude who said that his dog told him to kill all these people, I think in the Bronx or Upper Manhattan or something. And he was like shooting people in their cars if they were like parked and kissing or whatever. But anyway, Son of Sam was all part of this. So the reporter's like telling us this stuff, and he said, yeah, when they make sacrifices, they always lay the carcasses along the aqueduct so the devil can like see that they did their sacrifice, and then like whatever their wishes will come true or however that works out. So like we talked to the reporter for a good long time, and he's like, yeah, okay, great. So he leaves, and then we're like looking in the paper for the next couple of days to see you know, we're not seeing anything about this sheep carcass on the aqueduct, and it's like, well, gee, that's odd. So Roberto calls him up because the reporter had given us his phone number, So Roberto calls him up and he's like, "Hey, what's up? We thought you were going to report on this sheep." And he said, "Yeah, well, the paper kind of squelched it because they don't want people knowing about it because then people are going to get all scared and stuff, and they don't want them knowing that there's a bunch of witches right up there in Hastings on Hudson." So can you believe how the papers can do something like that? Can you imagine all the stuff like that that's going on with our government? The stuff they don't tell us about because they don't want us to get scared about stuff that's really happening? Gee, I don't know. That kind of creeps me out. It's like with the whole alien thing and that whole, what, Area 57 or whatever. I believe that stuff happened. But the government don't want to tell us nothing because they don't want to scare us. Anyway, just a little food for thought. I have another rehearsal tonight. It went really good last night. I can't wait to see the guys again. I'll talk to you tomorrow, okay? Thank you!